What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So as the video title indicates, I've got some pretty big news. Apparently Montana is going through menopause, because on Monday it was 63 degrees, very sunny, very, very nice, very comfortable. And then 24 hours later, huge cold front came down from the north, and we ended up at, let's see, this morning it was minus 12 or 15 degrees real temperature with about a 10-mile-an-hour wind outside. So you're looking at about minus 22 total this morning. It was really cold. And then we, of course, got more snow. So, yeah. Anyway, Montana just can't seem to decide whether or not it wants to be warm and nice or extremely cold and bitter. Anyway, that's not my big news. My big news is I got my PBA card application submitted and already heard back. I am now a member of the PBA, which I am just so stoked about. You know, I've been working towards this for such a long time. To have it finally come to fruition is extremely exciting for me. So I got two really big announcements there that I'm stoked for. You know, I'm trying to hold back all the excitement that I have right now. I just can't wait to get out there and start competing on the PBA. Now I have to decide which event is going to be my very first event and start getting ready for that as best I can. So anyway, I'm going to get inside, get warmed up for league, and see what we can make happen tonight. I'll see you guys in a bit. guys, overall it was a pretty decent night. I guess one thing that I proved to myself tonight is don't switch balls too early. I had a fairly good look with Fantasy Days in game 1. Towards the end there, though, it wasn't going through the pins like I really would like it to, and I had already tried to make a few adjustments by changing my hand and my speeds, and I just couldn't get it to read through the pins correctly. So last shot in the 10th frame of game 1, I grabbed my pop and moved a little bit left and threw a pretty good shot, and it just drove right through the A pin. So I saw that and I was like, okay, there's a reaction that I can work with. But then I proceeded to throw the ball like absolute crap in game 2. Kept missing right, kept dropping the ball, and just not being very consistent. So unfortunately, I tried to beat the dead horse. I honestly should have just put it away the moment I threw like the third bad shot there and went back to my days, but I didn't. So, I stabbed myself in the foot with a 190 in game 2 after shooting a 230 in game 1. Went back to the Fantasy Days in game 3 and shot 246. So, it's just one of those things. You live and you learn. The other thing that was frustrating is I missed the only 2 10 pins that I left tonight, which I don't know why that happened. I'm still thinking through all that, trying to figure out why I missed the 10 pins. I tugged the ball left, but I just don't know why I tugged it left. I usually don't do that. And the odd thing was I was picking up some more complicated spares, baby splits. I picked up a washout. I missed a 4 pin, which is frustrating because I came here earlier for practice today, and literally all I did for about an hour straight is practice spare shooting, and I shot 7 pins and 4 pins and 10 pins and 6 pins just over and over and over, practicing, several different styles of spares, washouts and everything. And I was being pretty consistent when I was practicing, but then, when it came up for that 4 pin in game 2, it just clean miss. I tugged it left, right into the left gutter. So I got some work to put in on my spare shooting. Those left-handed single pin spares, for some reason, have a tendency to kind of catch me off guard a lot of the time. I think it's just because of how my brain is. Whenever I try to throw cross lane at a left-hand single pin spare, my brain doesn't look at it right, so I'm always picking the wrong target on the lanes. It's just something I have to get better at. But beyond that, it was a good night. I ended up shooting a 6.66 series. I shot the Devil series. Anyway, guys, as far as the channel is concerned, be looking ahead for some more content related to the PBA. The road to the PBA series, I'm going to keep going with that. I'm going to actually keep going with it until I get to my first PBA tournament. I want to finish it all the way to the completion. I'm going to try and get some more videos out here, kind of talking about what it's like being on staff with a ball company, what it takes to get on staff with a ball company, because, a lot of amateur bowlers still have that question of, well, how do I break past that amateur level and get to a level of being on staff with a company? So I'm going to put out a video, I think, just kind of sitting down and talking about that. Beyond that, going forward, I'm going to be practicing as much as I can. I've talked to the owner of the bowling alley, and I believe he's going to start putting out some PBA patterns for me to practice on whenever I come out and get some practice in. That way I'm not practicing on a house shot. To be honest with you, a house shot really does build bad habits if you practice on it for too long. So it's better to practice on something more difficult, something flatter with less miss room, so that way you learn those little areas of your game that you really need to work on. Anyway, guys, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for me. It helps me out a ton, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.